After 14 years of working in the United States as a dumpling chef, they came to us a few months ago. We were able to file their green card application, proving that they're extraordinary, they're the best of the best as a dumpling chef. And let me share with you everything that happened. Let's go. Hi everyone, my name is Joseph. I'm the managing partner here at Tsang and Associates, where we solve legal problems with creative solutions. So the legal problem was this family has been here on an O1 visa, but it's been a long time. The company continuously refused to help sponsor their EB-1A. And finally, they're fed up. They're like, we're going to do it ourselves. We're going to do the EB-1A. They filed it, and they got a super nasty request for evidence. I have it here right now, and basically they challenged every single category, didn't recognize a single thing, and they were forced to withdraw the case. So they came to us, and then we filed it in August, and the case got approved. So number one, we had to prove that they were going to be useful in the United States. They've already been working here for over 10 years, I think close to 14 years, at a high-end established restaurant. So we're like, of course they're going to contribute to the United States. They have already been doing it. We still argue 2 pages. We talk about how great the restaurant is, how great their work is, how much people love Chinese food and dumplings. I love dumplings, and working on this case was really fun because I get to talk about dumplings all day. Now, for the first criteria, we start with the awards. We talk about the significance of each individual competition. We talk about the organizations that issued these awards, their backing when they were founded. We did that for every single one. Some of them we show previous contestants and the awards that they got, showing they were some of the best of the best. Now, the downside for these awards is that it was 10 years ago, right? They were back when the clients were still in China. Some of them were definitely smaller than others, but they're recent, and some of them were bigger, but again, they're like a decade old. But the truth is, a normal chef just doesn't go to these competitions, and normal chef just doesn't continuously win these competitions over the past decade. They did. And so we started that, right? Because that's really what separates this chef from all the other ones. She did go to these competitions and she did win, and they were judged, and they are quite capable. The second prong we argued was the original contribution. We had so much fun with this one. They made a unique Chinese pole noodles that's green because they use spinach juice. Now, I know any Italian, any worker at Whole Foods, they will probably say, there's nothing special about green noodles. We could buy that for $6 off the shelf. How is that green card worthy? Well, let me talk about the next thing they invented. A fruit dumpling, dragon fruit with a fruit dough, cooked in a dumpling form to be consumed hot. You might say, that's nothing special either. Okay, what about a scallion pancake that is donut shaped? Okay, you might not feel that that's crazy good either. But the list goes on and on and on. It isn't just one thing that was innovated. It's a series of things that are innovated, and it's pushing the boundary of innovation in the world of culinary art. She invented all of these things. Well-documented media publications, pictures, letters of recs talking about all of these things. Beautiful, beautiful pictures. Then we go into how it made a significant contribution in the field, right? You can't just invent something and then it's absolutely completely trash. Because she worked at these high-end establishments, they were served to customers and patrons, and then the restaurant became better and bigger and won awards. Even if it's not directly under her name, it got bigger publicity, revenue went up, and more people copied what she was doing. So the point is, in this section, we proved the originality. We spent 3 pages on it with lots and lots of pictures. And then on the major contribution, how did it significantly impact the field and the various prongs underneath it, comparing it to case law, we spent another 2-3 pages on it. We did not just say, she is an innovative chef, she made these things, period. Look at the things she invented. We went in depth to argue. And that's, I think, one of the things that might have made a difference. When the officer was reading it, they might have thought, this is nice, but is it important? It meets the prong. Do I want to improve it? Maybe, maybe not. Let me go to the next section to decide, right? High salary. Do you know how high the salary is? It's under 100K. Honestly, this is one of the lowest salary cases that we generally work on, but I borrowed a successful technique I used for this other accounting case. The trick is what we were able to use sustained high salary, right? She was here for 14 years. And then before that, she also had a high salary back in China. And so it's like in comparison to people in China, compared to people here, compared to other dumpling chefs, she was getting paid higher and continuously higher. And that's why this case deserves to be approved. So we spend a couple pages in depth using these statistics, using charts, using a lot of background information to prove. Is this convincing, right? Now, awards, now original contribution, now the salary. You know, maybe you think she's extraordinary enough to get her O1, which is what she got for 14 years, but does she deserve a green card? Does her whole family deserve a green card? Is she really the best of the best? Well, let's continue, right? So the fourth one, publish materials about her in professional trade journals. And so we used 4 trade journals. Let me go through how USCIS challenged her prior case. In relation to the video works, you have not submitted evidence of a published transcript. Therefore, this will not be considered commensurate with the plain language of the criterion. You submitted articles that do not mention about you, so that evidence does not meet the plain language. This is very typical for people who are in the chefs. Typically, anybody who's not in the office setting. They're working with material with their hands. They're not sitting there with paper, with transcripts, with documents. They're not thinking that. So with chefs, as with a lot of these other occupations, they just come and they just give material. If the only thing a law firm does is just take that and just submit it to USCIS, like here's some pictures, of course the cases typically get denied or challenged. We talk about the publication, again we talk about the scope, we talk about the circulation, we quote the articles, we highlight, we bold, we explain, we prove that these articles, so many of them, are about or indirectly about our client and the success that she had. The fifth one is about membership. This is actually the weakest one of all of them, so we just kind of threw in there. There's only one membership, right? So this is the one that we didn't even charge them for. We just kind of waived the fee for this one, but it's like being a part of this association, and only the best chefs are a part of it, and she served as a member and a leading member, and this is our last hope, and that's why we put it in the end. She performed a leading and critical role for a distinguished organization. This is the strongest argument we can possibly make, and so we saved it to the end. And this is a very strategic decision that we made. She served at a high-end restaurant. This restaurant continuously got better. She played a leading and critical role in this organization. One of the highest paid staff, chefs, in this organization, led a critical component, invented dishes, got media publication. We argued that the success of this organization depended on her, got letters of recs to prove it, and the case got approved. It's always fun working on chef cases, always fun brainstorming and thinking about different ways to argue about food. And the thing is, this person loves food, works in the food industry, and food got them a green card. They didn't have to invest millions of dollars. They didn't have to get married to a US citizen. They were just extraordinary in their craft. This is what I love about the immigration system in the United States. We welcome the best of the best. Any field, doesn't matter. They welcome you. I love that. If you have any questions about EB-1A, about O1, about how to get a green card, feel free to reach out. Would love to talk to you. Take care. Bye-bye.